The Nationals take on the Mets, 1:10 p.m. Eastern first pitch. The Mets are minus 128, totals 9.5, juice to the under. The Nats are plus $1.10 on the money line. And if you like Washington to cover, they're minus 188, catching the 1.5 on the run line. I'm currently 5-2 in my last 7 crowd pleaser teasers on patreon.com/Brock Page. I'm also 8-3 in my last 11 MLB tier package plays on that site as well. For more information on how you can get in on the action, the link for that site is in the description section below. That's patreon.com/Brock Page. Austin Voth for the Nationals, David Peterson for the Mets. The Mets lost 2 out of their last 3, both losses coming against Washington. They actually got blown out 16-4 in the series opener. The Mets are in the bottom 10 in scoring, bottom 3 in hits. They're currently in 4th place in the NL East with an 8-11 record. They've won just 4 of 11 in Flushing, Queens this year. Meanwhile, the Nats on the other side have Austin Voth on the hill. 1.80 ERA on the season, 0.70 whip. The Nats have won 2 out of their last 3 and gave up just 5 total runs in those victories. Like I said earlier, both wins coming against the Mets. The Nationals are 4-1 straight up when they travel this season. Top 10 in hits on average per game. Starlin Castro leads the team in hits. Howie Kendrick's batting .341. Juan Soto's leading the club with 4 homers. Meanwhile, Asdrubal Cabrera leads the club in runs batted in. The Nats are in the top 10 in runs allowed, top 10 in striking batters out. Now, total-wise, 3 out of Washington's last 5 got over the total of 9.5 runs. Meanwhile, the Mets on the other side saw 3 out of their last 5 get over that number themselves. They're also 7-2 to the over in their last 9 head-to-head meetings with the Nationals at Citi Field. Give me the Underdog Nationals plus $1.10 and the over 9.5 runs in that game. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the video. Got some lines and personal leans out for Thursday's MLB baseball action. Happy Thursday to you. The weekend is right around the corner. And for those that are playing hooky tomorrow might have the sniffles. The weekend's pretty much here. But anyway, guys, before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and remind you that we are 8-3 in our last 11 MLB tier package plays on patreon.com/Brock Page. We're also 6-3 in our last 9 board member tier package plays on that site as well. If you want some more information on how you can join in on the action, the link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/Brock Page. And moving on, we're going to take a look at the Orioles taking on the Phillies, 4:05 p.m. Eastern start time. The Phillies are the $2.13 favorite. Total's 9.5 flat. The O's are plus 175 to win this one outright on the money line. And if you like Baltimore to keep this one close, they're minus $1.15 to cover. We got Tom Eshelman for the O's, Jake Arrieta for the Fightins. But as good as Arrieta's been during this very short season, of course, the Phillies have lost 4 out of their last 6 games where Arrieta made the start. Of course, that dates back to last season. Phillies currently on a 2-game losing streak, both of those losses coming against Baltimore. And as a matter of fact, the Phils have given up 15 total runs to the Orioles thus far in the series. Now, the Phillies also dropped 4 out of their last 5, and that includes an 8-0 shutout loss to Atlanta. Phillies won just 4 of 11 at Citizens Bank Park this season, just 36% against the spread at home as well. And of course, I always say this when I refer to the spread in Major League Baseball, just kind of a force of habit. But when I refer to the spread in baseball, I'm actually referring to the run line. But anyway, Philly ranks in the bottom 5 in runs allowed, bottom 3 in hits allowed. They're taking on a Baltimore club who's currently on a 4-game winning streak, and that's going to include an 11-0 blowout win over the Nationals during that stretch. The Orioles rank in the top 10 in scoring, top 3 in hits. Hanser Alberto is leasing the team. He's leasing the team and leading the team in hits and batting average. He's currently hitting .342, which ranks 7th in the majors. Renato Nunez currently leads the club in homers with 5. while Anthony Santander leads the Orioles in RBI with 16, and that actually ranks 7th in the MLB as well. Tom Eshelman's on the bump for the O's. He's got a 3.68 ERA and a .95 whip. And when it comes to the scoring in this one, 2 out of Baltimore's last 3 stayed under the total of 9.5 runs. 8 out of their last 11 also stayed under that number. Meanwhile, on the Phillies side of things, 7 out of their last 11 games at home stayed under the posted total themselves. Give me the Orioles plus 1.5 and the under 9.5 in that contest. Next matchup, Rays taking on the Red Sox, 4:30 p.m. East. The Rays are minus 160, totals 9.5, juice to the under. The Sox are plus $1.35, and if you like Boston to keep this one close, they're minus 118, catching the 1.5. We got Kyle Hart for the Sox, Tyler Glasnow for the Rays. Now, the Rays are currently on a 5-game winning streak with 2 of those victories coming against the New York Yankees. Tampa's currently 6-3 on the road, and they are 78% against the spread in those 9 road contests. The Rays are in the top 10 in runs allowed, top 5 in striking batters out. Brandon Lowe leads the team in, well, just about everything. He's currently batting .302 with 3 homers and 13 ribbies. Hunter Renfroe is right behind him with 11 RBI. And Yandy Diaz currently leads the club in on-base percentage. He's got an OBP of .387. The Rays are currently in second place in the AL East. They're right there, guys, just 1.5 games behind the Yankees for that top spot. The Red Sox on the other side, they have Kyle Hart making his major league debut today. Boston's lost 4 out of their last 5, and they're ranking the bottom 10 in runs allowed, bottom 3 in hits allowed as well. Now, total-wise, 8 out of Boston's last 11 games at Fenway stayed under the posted total. The Green Monster certainly keeping those balls in the park. They're currently 13-5 to the under thus far for the season as well. Give me the Rays winning this one outright in the under 9.5 in that game. All right, next contest. It is going to be the Pirates taking on the Reds. 5:10 p.m. Eastern first pitch. The Reds are minus 182, totals 9.5, juice to the under. The Pirates are plus 150 to win it. And if you like the Pirates on the run line, they're minus 133 to cover. We got Trevor Williams for the Pirates, Anthony DeSclafani for the Reds. DeSclafani has given up 0 earned runs in 11 innings thus far on the season. 8 strikeouts with a .55 whip. The Reds won 3 out of their last 5 ball games, including a 4-1 effort over the Brewers during that span. They currently rank in the top 3 in offensive walks, top 3 in striking batters out. Nick Castellanos currently leads the team in hits, homers, and RBI, pretty much doing it all. He smashed 7 homers thus far and batted in 16. Jesse Winker currently leads the team in batting average. He's hitting .333 with 3 homers. Winker's also got a 1.032 OPS, which ranks 32nd in the majors, since he's in the top 10 in home scoring, top 3 in home strikeouts. And when it comes to the total on this one, 2 out of Cincy's last 3 got over the total of 9.5 runs. 4 out of their last 6 also got over that number. Meanwhile, on the Pittsburgh side, 4 out of their last 6 got over the 9.5 themselves. 4 out of their last 6 got over the 9.5 themselves. Small ballpark, winds blowing towards right field today. Give me the Reds minus 1.5 and the over 9.5 in that contest. Next matchup, Brewers, Cubs, 7:15 p.m. Eastern start time. The Cubs are minus 185, totals 9 runs. The Brewers are currently plus $1.60 for an upset win. We got Brett Anderson for Milwaukee, Yu Darvish for Chicago. Darvish is 2-1 on the season with a 2.12 ERA and a .88 WHIP. He struck out 16 batters over 17 innings pitched. The Cubs are on a 2-game winning streak and also won 8 out of their last 9. Chicago is currently 12-3 on the season and leads the NL Central in wins. They're in the top 3 in run production per contest on average, top 10 in runs allowed. They're also a solid 7-1 straight up in their 8 games at Wrigley. Javier Baez leads the team in hits. Ian Happ leads the team in batting average and on-base percentage. Anthony Rizzo's hit 4 homers, thus far in the season, while Jason Hayward's batting in 11. Chicago's holding their opponents to just 2.5 runs per contest on average at Wrigley Field this season. And when it comes to the total in this one, just 1 out of Chicago's last 9 actually got over the total of 9 runs. Meanwhile, 13 out of their last 16 head-to-head meetings with the Brewers in Chicago stayed under the posted total as well. Meanwhile, the Brewers are on the other side. Well, they saw 8 out of Anderson's last 10 starts stay under the total themselves, and of course, that dates back to last season. Give me the Cubs minus 1.5 and the under 9 runs in that contest. And with that said, we're going to dive into our next and final matchup. It's going to be Padres-Dodgers, 9:40 p.m. East. The Dodgers are minus 143, totals 8.5 flat. The Padres are plus $1.25 to win it. And if you like San Diego on the run line, they're minus 167, catching the 1.5. We got Chris Paddock for the Pods, Julio Urias for the Dodgers. The Dodgers lost 2 out of their last 3 games, both losses coming against San Diego. LA's just 5-5 at Dodger Stadium this year. They're taking on a San Diego squad who's got Chris Paddock on the mound tonight. Paddock's 2-1 with a 3.18 ERA and a 1.01 WHIP. He punched out 21 batters in just under 23 innings pitched. The Padres have won 3 out of their last 4, including a 9-5 victory over the Diamondbacks during that stretch. The Pods are in the top 10 in runs allowed, top 5 in walks allowed. Fernando Tatis Jr. is leading the club in, virtually everything. He's batting .316, 8 homers, 18 RBI. I don't know why I said it like that. Tatis is currently tied for second in homers in the league and third in RBI. Will Myers also slammed 5 homers and batted in 12. He's tied with Tatis in doubles with 4 of them. The Padres are just 1 game behind the Dodgers in the NL West standings. They have the second most wins in the National League with 11. And when it comes to the total in this one, 5 out of the Padres' last 6 games stayed under the total of 8.5 runs. Meanwhile, the Dodgers saw 5 out of their last 8 stay under that number themselves. 8 out of LA's last 10 at Dodger Stadium also stayed under the posted total as well. Give me the underdog Padres plus 1.5 and the under 8.5 in that game. And with that said, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. If you decide to sign up for a package today, you're going to get billed today and then the first of every month. The way they do it on Patreon is you get billed the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. Anyway, guys, most importantly, I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, happy Thursday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.